not doing anything.
What's the noise?
I have no idea.
Are you serious? You really don't know? I don't know if I believe
I really don't know.
Oh, crap. I think everybody can hear us. All right, welcome everybody. First ever GrownFolks Live audio podcast, video podcast. I don't know what I'm talking about. There's so much going on right now. It's a work day. It's been a heck of a Monday. Poor Pootie and I are sitting here fighting this thing, trying to get things lined up because, well, we're trying a bunch of new stuff that we've actually never tried before, at least not with my guy Pootie. I've done some stuff on Press Pass Live, but you're not here just to look at me and talk to me. So let me get my guy Pootie in here. As soon as this computer plays nice, I am doing all the things that you should not do to a big laptop, but still a laptop nonetheless. It is begging for me to quit right now. So let me bring my guy Pootie in here. There is his beautiful face. Mr. Pooty, we're doing it, man. Our first ever podcast on what is this? I don't even know what you would call this. Grown Folks Live. That's what I'm trying to spit out.
On a Monday afternoon.
On a Monday afternoon. Can you imagine trying to do something on a Monday afternoon? Lots to talk about, and we're going to get to it at the very end. We're going to give away 3 ultimate codes to Battlefield 2042. Thanks to our guy Pooty. I'll let him talk about how that came to be. But Pooty, let's just jump right into it and talk about the game that kind of started all of this idea of creating something that would kind of fit the larger community here at Grown Folks. If you are tuning in, if you're watching us, Grown Folks is a community full of other communities, full of clans, shooters, leagues, Madden leagues, FIFA leagues. If you play it, we're a community of leagues and clans on the PlayStation platform that's just for adults. If you're tired of playing with randos, if you're sick of playing with people without mics or kids, then come join this community, because that's what we do, is we help connect a bunch of people who enjoy this hobby of gaming to play the video games that they enjoy doing. And our guy Pooty and I have been doing this for a couple of years now. And about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I don't know how long it's been now, we got into PUBG. And boy, we have watched that game kind of grow in a multiple variety of different ways. I actually started H1Z1, which is that game even alive anymore, Pooty?
I don't think it is.
Oh man, that game has classic memories. Like, I still think about the classic games that we used to have late at night playing some H1Z1. Then we moved over to PUBG, and you and I have experienced PUBG in all of its variety of different ways. Let's talk about the state of the game right now. If you were meeting somebody for the first time and you had to give them a 30-second idea of what PUBG is, what would you tell them?
I would have to say it's the most realistic battle royale with the most realistic gunplay of all the battle royales. So if you are looking into the battle royale genre, you've got Fortnite and Apex, which are more like a fantasy style. Your characters are cartoonish in fantasy style, where PUBG is based more realism based. So that's what I would describe it as.
Guys, please let me know if there's any kind of echo. I am testing some things out with my guy Pooty. There shouldn't be if there was. I think I took it away. I accidentally had Pooty coming in on 2 different things. Pooty, PUBG, is it dying?
It's dying. The management has done all they can, I think, to run this game into the ground. They've not listened to the community. They continue to add things that no one cares about, and they don't really do the things that they needed to do. Focus on performance, work on getting rid of the cheaters with the strike pack and Chronos. I know that's a hard thing for them to tackle, but they mentioned it last October that they were working on it, and they haven't said a word since. It's not a good look. Just give us some information at least. Dealing with that, and the new gen consoles not having a proper update. You're running a new console and you're playing a game that looks borderline PS3 era graphically. And if anyone who's played PUBG, you're not playing it because of the graphics. You're playing it because of the intense gameplay. Yeah. And gunplay. So, and the strategy. That's one of the things a lot of people, I think, who don't like battle royales leave out of it, is there's a lot of strategy involved. It's not just a run and gun shooter like Call of Duty, where you just run wild. You don't have to think about what you're doing. You actually have to put a lot of strategy into what you're doing, and there's a lot of luck involved too. But being able to quickly adjust with whatever comes up with your one life that you have is pretty awesome in my opinion. So, but you have people who don't like that and they prefer the Call of Duty style, so that's cool for them too. But that's where I find a lot of people don't like the battle royale genre that like shooters. That's normally where it comes from.
For about a year or 2 now, the updates have been like minor fixes with like little minor things added in, like pajamas and other things that we kind of make fun of. But then they kind of rolled out a couple of months ago now, kind of a roadmap for a couple of new maps and a couple of new things, but then they never put like a real timeline to anything. We did get the one new map, but we now think the second one has been delayed. It was supposed to come out, we thought, in December, but we got a PUBG New State, which is a mobile game. Why do you think like they're going mobile game instead of giving us like a real update for the actual console game?
Well, at the end of the day, it's to see one thing: money. Their PUBG mobile game that they had that was made by Tencent was making them millions and millions of dollars, and I believe that's where most of their profits were coming from. But that's because it's free to play, so you have more people who are on playing. So you have more people who are on spending, which is what many people have told them they needed to do with, the console and PC version, is go free to play. But the only way to do that properly and keep your player base is to deal with the cheaters and have something in place to be able to deal with the cheaters first, which they haven't done yet. So until they do that, going free to play doesn't help but so much. But they've looked at the metrics. They see mobile games make millions and millions of dollars a year, and so instead of having it under 10 cent, they made their own mobile game, so they don't have to share any of those profits, basically, I think, is why they did it. And going back to your earlier question about why the games went downhill, the biggest part of their profits from PC and console came from Asia market. So that's why we saw the Pajama Party, and I don't even remember the weird band that they had recently featured in the game. All these things are from the Asian market because they're trying to persuade those people to spend money, basically. And that's where their biggest, portion of population of customer base is right now. So I think that's been playing a role in some of the things that they're doing.
And it's like us diehards, like we're in it because we love this strategy. We're going to talk about some of the other games, but that's my favorite part, just working together as a team to try to get a victory. And we kind of just ignore the cheaters that we see on there all the time. You think they got to go like a Call of Duty type situation? They got to create their own mode, or is it too far to be saved? Because some of me thinks that I don't know they're going to make the investment. I don't know if they have the tools, the resources necessary to kind of come up with their own, kind of internal anti-cheat system like Call of Duty did. I don't know if they would roll it out even properly. And some of me even thinks with some of the things that you've said, because I know that you're in some of the dev chats and you stay really, really connected to PUBG. That's why it's kind of turned into more of an interview than a conversation, because I play it, I love it, and I definitely have my thoughts about the game, but you're really plugged in. It feels like, Pooty, that their attention's somewhere else. They've just turned their attention somewhere else and they're not really focused on fixing this game. Some people think there's going to be a PUBG 2. I don't know if there is going to be a PUBG 2. I don't know if we're ever going to see that anytime soon. And then a game that we'll talk about next, I think may actually come out before it. And if it does, it's going to be an absolute PUBG killer. So what's the solution? How do they bring the core base of this game back?
Well, if they really wanted to do that, the first thing that they would have to do is do a true next-gen update for the new consoles.
Can we agree that's not going to happen? We know that's just not going to happen.
Well, the rumor right now is that they delayed the new map that was supposed to come out this month so that they can do an engine update. But the engine update will not be to the newest Unreal Engine 5. It'll be to some old version of Unreal Engine 4 point something, which in my opinion is a stupid move. It may have saved them a little money, but at the same time,
you're making millions of dollars. Let's go invest into your product.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like, if you want to go out and get a car now, you're not going to go out and buy a 1995 Honda Accord. Yeah, Civics and Accords were good back then, but that's old technology. If you have newer technology and you're going to upgrade, why would you use old technology to upgrade to? It just doesn't make sense. If your plan is to continue the game going forward for years. So the fact that they're not going to Unreal Engine 5 kind of makes me hesitant to believe that they're going to really survive a whole lot longer. So they're doing that, and they would need to do a good upgrade. They need to work on their anti-cheat system, and they just need to do basic things like being able to do updates without it causing crashing every time they do updates,
Yeah.
without bringing back the same bugs every time they do updates. And then if they
Explain
can
to
just
people real
manage
quick,
those,
how does the anti-cheat work right now? Like, it's a pretty, like, it feels like archaic system that they have, but you know how it works. Explain to people, like, how do you get busted on cheating?
well, currently the way that it works, if you were to go in game and report someone, from what I was told from a community manager one time, was it sends a 1 minute clip of the last 1 minute of gameplay before you hit report. So if you send that, they have people in house that will look at your video and see if they think that there's cheating going on. The problem is with the Chronos and Strike Pack, it's really hard to prove that. So they don't want to go hardware ban someone for something they can't absolutely prove. Where, the rock glitchers, that can be proven, without a doubt. So they have PUBG Shield for that, which they basically made to where you have to upload your own videos, go to their website, sign up, send the information in, and then other people from the community in their Discord, just regular players, will vote on it. But even that system is flawed because I caught a guy who was lag switching. I reported him 5 times on PUBG Shield. They never voted enough to ban him. I finally had to personally send it in to PUBG's report system on their website, and the person finally got permanently banned. They hardware banned him with the same evidence I showed PUBG Shield. So after that point, I kind of quit using PUBG Shield because the only thing it really does right now is it will get rock glitchers banned, but that's really about it. They don't deal with team killing anymore, so rock glitches is about the only thing that they can really handle. So the strike pack people are still out there getting to do whatever they want, and that's a problem.
It's such a good game at its base. It's not a perfect like connection and correlation, but it feels like those old ESPN 2K football games, right? That people look back, like at its core, it was great, but like playing it today would never flow, right? The graphics are bad. It needs update. Like there's a lot of, and that game ultimately died and kind of went away for a variety of different reasons. But it's like trying to play some of these football games without an NFL license. Like you might like aspects of it, but ultimately people want to play with your favorite team, logos, players, names, all that fun stuff. And like PUBG has like, their gunplay is unmatched, right? Like it just feels right. Like they have hit that right. Yeah. And it makes you ignore the graphics. It makes you ignore some of the things about it that you don't love. Whereas some of these other games that we'll talk about have hit on those other aspects, but they're missing it in these aspects. And one of those games I want to talk about that you have all the experience. So more interviewing Mr. Pooty T. This is going to turn more into a conversation, I promise. But SuperPeople. This is a game that's coming out on PC only. We're praying. Pooty thinks he's like using his waves. He thinks it's going to come to console. I don't know if he has any proof about that. I'm praying with you, lighting candles every day that one day it comes to console. But SuperPeople looks amazing. I'm telling you, Pooty, ever since you exposed me to this game, I've been totally vegging out on YouTube videos about it. I want to play so stinking bad. Tell people what SuperPeople is.
Well, SuperPeople is another battle royale that's coming out. It's actually made by another Korean company who said that they wanted to directly compete with PUBG. And Krafton is also a Korean company, so they're both in the same country. When I first heard about SuperPeople, my first thought was I don't know if I really want a battle royale with people with having superpowers. It was not really my thing. And I thought that until I played.
Why I don't play Apex. I openly admit I don't play Apex because I'm just not personally into like the futuristic, weird, like archaic, arcade like style of shooters.
Right. But then a couple of weeks ago, I got in on one of their technical play tests, and I played it on my laptop, my gaming laptop that I have. I'm not very good with a mouse and keyboard, so on that aspect, I'm not great with it. But playing that, The gunplay is the closest I've played of any other shooter that's very, very similar and very close to what PUBG does. So the gunplay is excellent. Um, the superpowers that you have as a character do not feel that overpowered to me. You can't use them all the time. So basically what it is when you start a match, you can't use your powers. You have to survive for so long before you're able to use them. And then once you use them, you have to wait so long before you can use them again. And so you can create your own character. You can customize your character however you want them to look. And when every time a match starts, it'll give you an option on the screen. It'll come up and give you an option of it's what's called a class, right? And each class in this game comes with their own superpower and own boost. Like you can run 10% faster when you're getting shot, or you take 10% less damage from ARs. Like each different class has different things, and the longer you survive in the game, the more of those boosts, so to speak, you get. And you just automatically get them. You don't have to use those. Those aren't your superpower. So at the start of the game, it offers you one, and if you don't like it, you can spend 100 coins that you get in game to basically roll the dice to try a different class. And then if you don't like that offer, you have to spend I think it's like 2,500 coins or something to select the class you actually want. So they made it to where you can't just pick the same class every time because you're gonna run out of money. So I kind of like that aspect that it kind of makes you try out the different classes and the different things along those natures, but it's still your character that you created. It just basically attaches those powers to your character. Then when you go in, one of the things that's a little different than PUBG, and I think that PUBG wants to do, according to their head director earlier this year, he said he wanted people to have more stuff to do in between the fights, not just loot for a weapon. And in this game, you pick up materials, and with the materials that you pick up, you can upgrade your vest, your armor, you can upgrade your book bag, you can upgrade your weapons. So your weapons
by
are like
crafting things, right? You craft better levels of stuff.
Right. So you start off, the first gun you pick up may be a normal SCAR, but then you can upgrade it to an advanced and a more powerful SCAR, the more materials that you get. But then you actually have to stand there and craft it for it takes about 5 seconds.
Super cool. It's he breaks out an anvil and he hammers away at it and you get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're doing that in between. So you're not just looting just for a weapon. You're looting for materials as well. And also the coins that I mentioned that you can spend to change your class. Those coins are scattered throughout the map, and you pick them up, during the match also. So you have different things.
It's connected to a specific gun. So if you find that specific gun, you get a specialized gun for your class. Now you pick up any gun, but you get the special weapon for your class.
Yeah, and also there's a specialized loadout crate that you can set up, that you can customize yourself in a pregame before a match, and you can tell what you want in that crate, and it'll randomly drop it. Sometimes it drops it mostly near to you, but sometimes it's a little far off. I don't really know if other people see it or not. I'm not sure about that because I've not played long enough, but you can go and get that crate instead of the package, because it also has a package system like PUBG has that falls from the sky. Everyone can run and get it, but this is a personalized crate just for you. So you go, and I think you're the only one that sees it, I believe. And so you can go and get that and get you some weapons, or you can set it up however you want, based on the things that you've unlocked. So
Pooty and I have done some of this stuff for a couple of years, but we rarely have done some stuff video to video. I'm all over the place. I'm loud. I'm moving my hands. I'm hitting stuff. Pooty's just calm and collected and mellow. Time to take your medicine again, Pooty. Pooty's taking medicine every 3 minutes around.
You have to take medicine.
SuperPeople, go check it out, man. It looks super legit. I tried to get into the closed beta. I have a Mac, which I think using a mouse and keyboard would be really hard because I just have a trackpad, and I don't know if I could actually pull that off, and I don't have another mouse. But Pooty, say it again.
Did you recheck your code?
No, I didn't. I need to go check again, though. I'll go check after this is over. Pooty
Yeah, it
did
starts
get it
tomorrow.
though. So we're planning to try to figure out a night where he's free and I'm free and live stream. So he'll live stream and then I'll commentate with him, like we're doing here. But instead of looking at these two ugly faces, well, he's got a pretty face, but I'm just who I am. But we'll watch some Super People, and I think that would be a total blast to have us doing that. So I'm working with him. I'm begging him, twisting his arm. Because Pootie's like me. He likes to go play with the dudes, and that's PUBG or Battlefield or something like that. So I'm going to twist his arm and see if I can't get him to play some Super People and stream it. It has the potential, Pootie, to be a PUBG killer, to be the next, like, great real battle royale.
I really do feel that way. Like I texted you last week when I was playing it. I like it as much as I like playing PUBG after I've played it for 2 days. And, the beta, it's a closed beta that starts tomorrow. I don't know how long it lasts. But I feel like this game will probably be coming out on PC come March, I feel like, if not before. And right now it looks like it's going to be free to play. And that kind of is what leads me to the fact that they said they wanted to compete with PUBG. I really think they're going to transfer it over to new, at least new gen consoles. I don't know about old gen. It might be hard. But for the new gen consoles, I can totally see them launching that next December around this time.
Give it to me. I don't want to wait a year. That sucks. I got to wait a year, but give it to me, man, because that game looks awesome. It's new graphics. It's actually a really pretty game to watch. Like, I'm not going to go watch PUBG. If I watch PUBG, it'll be like competition teams just to like learn their strategies and how they attack people. You don't watch PUBG because it's pretty. This is one of those games that, like, it's just fun to watch. It's like a cartoonish new graphic. Like, it's not super realistic like a Battlefield or Call of Duty, but it's not archaic graphics like PUBG and other H1Z1. So it's like almost like a cartoony world. And what I like about it is it's one massive map. Putty, do you know how big the whole map is? It is an 8x8.
Yeah, it's an 8x8 like the big maps on PUBG. Yeah.
But they only give you a circle depending on how many players are playing that session. So if you have 20 players, you only get a very small section randomly of that big map. And the more players they are, the bigger it is, to where my assumption is if you had 100, you would play the entire map. It just looks super cool. It's tons of fun to watch. And we're going to figure out some things with Pooty. And I think other people may have got it, Kevin. And so maybe we can get Kevin in on this. And it'd just be fun to all be in a PlayStation chat, just talking it up and streaming. It'd just be fun.
Yeah, I think it's only 64 players per map.
Okay.
Or per match. So no matter, even if you have 64 players, you still have a small circle that you start. Like when the plane comes over, you only have a small area that you can jump in because the rest of the area is already in the zone, sort of, that you don't want to jump into. So it pushes. That's one of the other things about it is it pushes the players closer together in a smaller area to where you're not going to loot for 20 minutes before you run into someone. More than likely, you're going to run into someone fairly quickly. But you don't have to jump right on top of them, So that's one of the aspects of it I do like, is that it gives you that small section of the map that everyone has to jump to. So I think that helps speed things up as far as the action goes.
I love that too, because there is enough time to where you can loot and kind of get yourself ready, but not like sometimes PUBG, and we kind of have, I don't know if it's a disagreement, different perspective about this. I don't love just like hanging out for 45 minutes looting to die with the first people that you see in like the final two circles. This game, it kind of finds the middle ground of both of those, where you've got time to loot, get yourself ready, strategize, but you get in the action pretty quickly and you find people pretty quickly. So go check it out. Watch us, because I'm going to try to talk Pooty into doing it. We're going to make it happen. It's the time difference for us. I usually can't get on. I either got to be on super early like this because I started work early and in early, or it's going to be super late, even though poor Pooty's a night owl. I don't know. We'll have to see. I got to twist his arm a little bit more. Let's talk about... We're going to make it happen. Let's talk about Battlefield 2042. Okay. It feels like a miss. It feels like this came with a lot of hype. We watched the stream together with the hype trailer. We broke it down. You and I talked about it. I think we did a 2-hour stream that day. it came with a lot of hype, a lot of excitement. They kind of hid their cards. A big kind of like, I don't know if this is the right word. It's a punch in the gut. They didn't have a battle royale mode, which sucked because I argue that Firestorm was awesome. It just fell flat because it came out way after the game. There's a lot of reasons it fell flat, but it was a fun, they did a proper battle royale. And now they didn't have one with this one, but they kind of came out with this new mode. But overall, the game is glitchy. It has its issues. It doesn't have a mic system, like a lot of issues. Tell me some of your early impressions of Battlefield.
Well, I like the game, but there are issues that should not be issues for a triple A title company like EA and DICE. Not having a proper map that you can look at anytime during the game, not having a proper in-game chat and then you have crossplay on top of that, which is just terrible. Not being able to turn crossplay off with PC only, but leaving it on for consoles, I think that was a miss on their part. It's fun in its own ways. If you like Conquest and Breakthrough, you can get in on that. They still have the Rush mode, which is probably one of my favorite modes, is Rush, which is similar to Breakthrough. And, Hazard Zone, they decided they didn't want to do Battle Royale, so they tried to do something different. And while I understand their thought process, I don't think it's going to have a lot of longevity because you feel like you're really just playing. It's a fun
mode, but it does lose a little something. Real quick, I didn't mean to interrupt, Pooty. In the chat, we have not done the drawing yet. And so if you're part of our community, jump in there. You can still get entries. We're going to do it probably in the next 10 minutes or so, somewhere in there. We're just talking about Battlefield right now, and then we're going to do the drawing at the end and tell you what's to come later. It's a fun mode. I enjoy it a lot. Granted, it is not a true battle royale. I do think it's a creative twist on a battle royale, but it's not a true battle royale in any sake of the word. But it definitely has its flaws. AI is really, really hard. I don't love that they all know where the plane's going to be, and there's 500 people trying to get on the plane at the end. But we're sitting here talking about mode that we haven't explained either. Tell people the mode really quick and kind of the object of the game.
All right, so in Hazard Zone, you start off, you pick your weapon, you get a free weapon, and you can earn credits in each match that you play. So then you can go back later and unlock, you can pay for other weapons. You start into the match, and you're basically looking for data drives. Your team is. You're trying to collect as many as you can, and there's only 2 extraction planes that come in to the match. One halfway through and one at the end. You have to get the drives, get on the plane, and extract with it without dying. And basically, you just get extra points or extra money for that. So that's kind of where I think this game mode sort of falls flat. You don't really feel like you're playing for a lot. You can get a lot of coins if you just kill a lot of AI, in the match. You can get 1,000 coins doing that, or you can get 1,000 coins by collecting 4 or 5 data drives and getting out. So, and then basically the next match, if you were to extract, you come in and you get 2 extra special equipments instead of just 1, and that's like your reward for winning a match by extracting. So it's fun in the sense that you have a lot of engagement, and if your teammates die, you can bring them back as long as one person's still alive. But overall, to me, it just doesn't have the same excitement that a battle royale has. So I'm left kind of feeling halfway empty with it when I play it, just because I just love battle royale.
We've had our share of rants in our PlayStation chats when we're playing these games, and EA is not one of your favorite companies in the whole wide world. This game just comes out with a lot of flaws, and I think we all, without it being said, I think we all agree in some stage that most games come out as a live service now, as a living, breathing beta. There's very few finished products. It's just the way the gaming world has changed and technology has changed. And it definitely has some good parts with that, right? They can give us new stuff, but it has its downsides of where usually it feels like companies are trying to get more revenue with less resources because they know they can update it as they go. And now that we're getting into a world of, these companies are making a lot of their money by selling you skins and guns and that kind of stuff. It just has changed the gaming for the forefront and what we play in. And so this game just came out with a lot of flaws, whether it's hit markers not being registered, gun spreads. Like we seen the P9 was really the only gun that felt usable, even though I like the bigger machine guns. I can just freaking have 200 bullets in one scope, because when you play that AI, they're bunched like 10 together and I just need to maul them all down. But it definitely had its flaws. Big update came out last week. We get another big update this month. Are we moving in the right direction in your opinion, or what is this game really missing? I know two that get talked about the most from us. Leaderboard, not that important for me personally. I mean, I get it, but an in-game mic system, like I'm just mind blown that, like, how do you have not an in-game system to talk to somebody? It doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I don't think that this launch has been as bad as Battlefield 4 was, and they turned Battlefield 4 into the best, in my opinion, the best shooter on last gen consoles on PS4 generation. I do think that it will head in the right direction. I do think that over time it will continue to get better, because that is what they have done in the past with their games. Even Battlefield 5 didn't come out with a great launch, but overall the game was pretty good later on, months later. So
even with these big shakeups, some pretty big shakeups in that company lately.
Yeah, but part of that is they, and I don't know why this is a new thing for gaming companies, but they're moving towards trying to make their own universes or whatever, which is part of the shakeup that they're doing. And part of me is holding on, hoping that part of their universe that they're going to create with Battlefield is a standalone battle royale. There's been talk about that, so I'm hoping, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it. I do think that the game is going to get better. It's just going to take them time, because like you said, they put the game out and it wasn't complete, and they knew that they could do that and continue to upgrade it and fix it. And they have been fixing some of the bugs already, which is a good sign. And I think that they'll continue to. I think, next year by, March or so, people will probably be having really good reviews on it at that point. It's just sad that it takes that nowadays, but sadly, that's just, like you said, that's the way the gaming world is now. That's, most of these games come out this way, and that's just the facts. But I do think it'll go in a good direction.
Two things. One, I have no experience, so I want to ask you, you've got limited experience, but you've played both. Can SuperPeople kill a Battlefield, a Call of Duty?
No.
Why?
Because they're two different genres.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the people who like to just run and gun, they like Battlefield Conquest, they like Rush, they like just being able to die and respawn, not have to think about what you're doing. It's really a totally different type of shooter. A battle royale is just a totally different type of shooter, just bottom line. So now, personally, I like both. I like both styles. I can enjoy either one, but my favorite is by far battle royale. I like, I just like your every move having consequences. You have one life, and that's it, in a match. And I know some people don't like it because then you die early, and then you're sitting around waiting and watching if you're on squad. I get that, but
I don't mind
that's just part of it.
Yeah, I'm like you. I love the squad aspect of working together as a team, the chats, that's the camaraderie of building a team that likes to play together. And I think that it just adds, I even love what Battlefield does. I like that mode. I know it's not a battle royale, but I just like that, like working together as a team and strategizing. And when we play the other modes, which we have of Battlefield, where it's just run and gun, I just find like we don't talk to each other that much. It's just like you're so focused on the mass chaos of 100 people killing each other that you just don't talk to each other that much. Whereas the other modes, like we're talking, we're strategizing, and they're a ton of fun, which is what makes GrownFolks so unique. You're right, Steven. SuperPeople is PUBG and Fortnite. I would say SuperPeople, and from what I've seen, Apex, even though it may feel a little Fortnite-ish, I think it's PUBG. SuperPeople is PUBG and Apex together with like a slight little, Battlefield, Call of Duty, EA shooters sprinkled in, a little bit. Let's talk about how you got these codes. Before we give them away, we're going to give them away here right now. We're going to do it in just a second. I'm actually not going to show it on my screen. I'm just going to tell you, and I'll take a screenshot just because my computer is like, what are you doing to me? There's 9 videos. There's all kinds. Stop it. So tell people how you got access to these codes for us to be able to do this giveaway.
All right. Well, I don't know if people who are watching remember, but about a few weeks ago, I posted a link in the chat of a website for EA that you can go to sign up to play test for them. And they do this stuff all the time, year round. If you get in one, normally they'll give you an option of 2 or 3 games that you can pick yourself that they will give you for free if you complete the play test. So I'd already got Battlefield for free from someone else. And when I got the playtest, they said you can have 3 games, and I thought, well, if I can just get 3 Battlefield games, then people, because I knew there were people in our community who wanted to play it, and some people were on the fence if they wanted to buy it or not, and that type of thing. And I thought, well, that'd be a good Christmas gift to give someone, to give them out. So I did this playtest. It was a 2-week playtest. I just completed it Friday. And so they gave my codes Friday. So now we're trying to give them away so people can get it in their hands. So I just wanted to try to give it back to the community, and it's not a hard play test. Bless you.
Yeah, you see, there's no way. This is the thing. When you get a sneeze on stream, it's like, where's the buttons? It's coming. Okay, you just got to get away from the camera and everything else. It's like, there's nothing else I could do. My bad.
But I mean, and that's one reason why. Another reason why I also posted that link in the chat is people can sign up, and basically whenever a new survey comes up or a test comes up, they'll send you an email. You can just click on it. You can apply. It'll ask you questions, and normally you can tell by the questions it's asking what they're looking for. Like sometimes it'll be like, do you like shooters? And if you say no, then the survey will end, and so you're not getting in.
No more.
So you can kind of tell how it asks questions, how to answer them to get in them, and then you can get free games for yourself as well. So
Pooty and his wife Pam, these are my people. They may not claim me, but I claim them. Pooty was the first league to jump in on my idea of what GrownFolks was. GrownFolks, again, is a community of adult gamers. If you're tired of playing with randoms or people without mics, come check out our community. If you play it, we probably got a group of people that play it and probably play it every night, so you can find people. Pooty was the first guy I reached out to and said, hey, I got this crazy idea. I started a Madden League 22 years ago. Well, 22 years this January. It's the longest online CFM in the world that I know of. 2001 PC League. And over the years, we realized that other guys played other things together. And I was like, well, let's take the culture of the OMFL and grow an entire community about it. And Pooty was the first guy to take me up on that offer. I was a random from nowhere that we kind of knew each other through daddy leagues and whatnot. And he took me up on my offer. And out of that, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago now, this entire community has continued to grow year in and year out. And people like Pooty and people like Roger and the NBC and Bloop and Cooley and Bird and Kevin, like these are all people in our community that I get to talk with a lot. All my guys in the OMFL, you know how much I love you. And it's just so many great people. But what Pooty's doing here today is just like, this is what GrownFolks is about. And so I deeply appreciate him. You ready to do it, Pooty?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's give these things away.
3 ultimate game winners. I have it right here on my screen. I'm going to press the button, and we're going to find out together who our 3 winners are. So here we go. It's doing it. 3 winners. I'm not going to allow repeats. Here we go. Bam, 10%, 70%. And our winners, let me see if I could show it. I think I can. I think
Show it. Hold your camera up to the screen with the camera reversed.
No, the camera can't move. Yeah, the camera can't move. That's not going to happen. Okay, let's see if we can do this. We're going to do a display capture real quick. No, we're not. We're going to do... I have them. I've seen them. A Windows capture. That's what I wanted. We're going to do a Windows capture right here. And then I'm going to grab it right here. And it is on the screen. Oh, it's so big. Okay, that's what she said. We're going to get this out of the way of all of our faces. We're going to put it over my face. You're going to see Pootie's beautiful face. So our winners, and I don't even know who these people are. Maybe you do. Stephen Couture? I'm probably screwing your name up, Stephen. I hate trying to say people's names I can't say. D-Money, who is actually from the OMFL, and Ark, who I know the name. I just can't place exactly who you are. But those are our 3 winners. I will post this in the chat. Beaver, Pennsylvania. Anybody from Beaver, Pennsylvania deserves a copy of Battlefield for the fact that you live in a place called Beaver. That is amazing. That's our winners, man. That's who we got.
Congrats, guys.
Pootie, this has been fun, man.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do these once a month. The ultimate goal would be to advertise way longer than a couple of days, but a week out, and actually take call-ins. So we'll be doing this on Discord, or I may find another way to do call-ins and just do an hour show once a month, giving news updates about shooters, Madden. We're going to have league updates and advertisements from the other leagues here. So this is going to grow. Hopefully you'll come back and hang out with us. This will continue to kind of grow from here. This is number 1. But Pootie, put a bow on the show, and then we can go play some Battlefield tonight.
Well, just thanks for everyone who entered, and sorry for those who didn't win. If I could have got more codes, I would have, but 3 was all they gave me. So congrats to the winners. I hope you have a Merry Christmas to everyone, and look forward to next time.
Come hang out with this group. I think we have a Red Dead group, pretty quiet group, but they're still there. Call of Duty group, pretty quiet, but they're there. The new Battlefield group, and then, of course, our PUBG group, and then all the other things that you're probably already here for. Madden has a ton of groups, baseball, FIFA. We've got groups all over the place, tons of games. And if there's something that you're playing and you're like, we don't have a group here, let me know. We'll start that group for you. We'll get it rolling. Pootie, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and hanging out with me, fighting through technology. You did it. Pootie did not want to be on video. And I was like, no, you got to be on video. We got to see, look at that beautiful hair. People have been commenting about your hair in chat, just like this beautiful head of cabbage. Right? You got it going on over here.
Well, I got the silver streak,
Mine is completely gray, so I don't want to hear about silver streak. Next time, we got to get Pam on here. We got to get Pam and you on camera. That's what we got to do.
I'll see if she'll agree to it, but I doubt it. But we'll see. I'll try to get.
We're gonna make it happen. Tell her people see her in real life. Like someone sees her. Being on camera is not a big deal. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And if you haven't seen the picture of Pootie's Christmas tree in his city, make sure you go join the PUBG chat and check that out. It's a pretty amazing photo of this really gorgeous tree with a star of not Bethlehem, but of Saturn. It's got the star of Saturn on top of this Christmas tree. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for hanging out with us.
I deleted it.
Oh, did you? Why?
I deleted it. I don't know, but I'll put it back in there.
Oh, you got to put it back. Yeah, no, that's topic of conversation. Guys, do me a favor. Like the video. Just pushes our content out to everybody else. If you're not subscribed, do me a favor. Subscribe. Come follow us. Come be a part of the group. We love you. We'll see you next time. Until then, God bless. Peace.
God bless.
Trying to get it where it needs to go.
That's what she said.
How about now? Okay, yeah, I was just trying to figure out how do I mute to where the stream doesn't see or hear everything that's going on. Thanks for doing it, man. I know it was like a kind of